on D&D, you came out of the death house and you saw a coffin that contained the figure of Val, who arose and said that they are Strahd von Zarovich. And instead of, having a meaningful conversation with you, they decided to fly off into a cloud of bats. Shrugging that off, you went ahead and went into town, stopping at a super overpriced store. So basically Nordstrom. Then you kind of wandered around town a bit fruitlessly. You did stop in this one house where this lady was crying and telling you about her missing child and how she's probably already dead. So, happy fun times. Um, she told you that she was probably stolen away by the beast in the castle. And y'all are like, what castle? Which you found out the next day after breaking into an abandoned house and then seeing the fog clear off. Oh, that castle, the castle on the cliff, thousands of feet in the air above this town. Got it. But while you were sleeping, you all had very vivid dreams of this hooded figure who asked you to meet her at Sayre Pool. You then went out and rustled up some breakfast in the form of some very delicious pies from a woman calling herself Granny, which she gave you as a welcome to Barovia gift. Then you found a church, and in the church was a very sad holy man. He was sad because his son was an undead. But y'all fixed that. Now he's a dead. And so's the guy. And that's where we left off.
I like that you describe it as we fixed that.
You did. Totally.
Yeah. So
So what do y'all want to do now?
I think Largo would probably try to get the bodies together and get them ready for burial and stuff.
Okay, so give me just a basic strength check to see how long this takes you, unless somebody wants to help out.
I'll go ahead and help out.
Okay. Working together, then you don't really have to. It won't take as long. So you're able to um, bring up the son, who's kind of gaunt and waifish, almost like he hadn't been fed in a year or so. Uh, and the father, who was definitely not taking care of himself like he should have been. And you drag him outside.
Yeah.
Okay. So through the
Well,
front.
actually, can I check the church for like any kind of pre-made coffins or anything?
Sure thing. Let me look around. Or let me have you look around, I should say.
With
Um, yeah, there's really nothing to see as far as coffins. You can explore some of the rooms you haven't gone into before. There's one north of the room you're in, and there's two on the western side across. And there wasn't anything in the Undercroft that y'all came from.
okay, Largo would have like checked the entire area to see if there was any. So I'll definitely check those rooms out.
Okay. So you see there's one of the rooms opens up into a lightless room with a wooden bed and a straw-filled mattress. Mounted above the bed's headboard is a wooden holy symbol. The next room contains a wooden bed with a straw-filled mattress, next to which rests a small table with an oil lamp that is burning. Mounted above that bed's headboard is a wooden sun-shaped holy symbol. And then the other room seems to be somewhat of an office. It's got an old desk and chair standing against the south wall, and a wooden holy symbol mounted above them, a sunburst again. There's a 10-foot long iron rod attached to the northern wall that stands bare, suggesting maybe a tapestry or something once hung there, and against the far wall stands a wooden cabinet with 4 tall doors.
I'll look through the cabinets.
Okay, despite its size, the cabinet doesn't really hold much. You see a tinderbox, a wooden box full of candles, and 2 well-used books. Hymns to the Dawn, and The Blade of Truth, the Uses of Logic in the War Against Diabolist Heresies as Fought by the Almost Inquisition. That's 2 books, FYI, not 7.
Right. Can I check the desk?
Sure. There's an empty pour box resting on the seat of the chair at the desk, and like alms and such. And then the drawers open up, and there's a few sheets of blank parchment, a couple quill pens, and some jars of ink that are dried up.
Okay. Not finding anything of use, he'll go back to the bodies and drag them.
Okay, so you drag them out to the graveyard behind the church, the cemetery.
Yes.
Okay. You go to the cemetery. It's got a fence of wrought iron with a rusty gate enclosing a rectangular plot of land behind this dilapidated church. Tightly packed gravestones shroud this, cover this area. All seems quiet.
He'll find a lot if he can that can take 2 bodies side by side.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check. And Val, you can help him out with this too if you want. You'll make your own, of course, because you only got your eyes. Can't take them out and hand them to him. Okay. So this cemetery is pretty full. You can find a spot, but it's gonna be the same. Like, it would have to be the same hole for both of them.
Any chance I can make it wide enough for them to lay side by side in the hole?
Right, but yes, you can do that, but it'd have to be the same hole. It couldn't be like 2 separate holes next to each
That's what I'm
other.
saying. I just want to make the hole wide enough that they're not like laid on top of each other.
Right.
Then I'll do that.
Okay. That'll take you a couple hours to get all the digging and whatnot done with the help of Val. It's full dark at this point. You've definitely lost, if y'all had the temporary hit points still, those are gone. From aid, I believe that was the spell.
Yeah, it was from aid.
Okay. But you are able to get the bodies buried after sundown.
Largo will say a few words apologizing that he couldn't do more. And then, just as he's like finishing up everything he's saying, he kind of whispers to himself, I wish we'd never walked into that church. And he walks. Oh.
JR, what are you doing while this happens?
Um, mostly just following around. I was gonna look for some shovels, but
Yeah, that part's
that was
pretty
mainly about
much
it. I was
gone.
gonna maybe roll a little performance in their honor.
You want to do a performance for them?
Yeah, just kind of sing a little something melodic. I don't really have anything in mind, but I just kind of wanted to roll for something.
Okay, yeah, I'll allow a roll. It's
You
not
don't have
anybody
like
to
some
impress.
sad moving poem?
I don't have what?
Like a sad moving poem or a little, heart wrenching power ballad?
Uh, uh, no, surprisingly not today. No.
You're saving up the good ones. I understand.
Gotta warm up. That's all it is. Just warm up too.
Nobody's soul is stirred. It's bland at best.
Well, I mean, to be fair, having a soul stirred or not stirred is probably for the best in this area.
Yeah, I'm a fan of not stirring
Yeah,
any of them.
no, you're right.
It's
I
funny
need
you should say that.
to tune this thing anyway.
As an eerie green light begins to suffuse the graveyard, from this light emerges a procession. Wavering images of dowdy women toting great swords, wood-wise men with slender bows, dwarves with glittering axes, and archaically dressed mages with beards and strange pointed hats. All these and more march in their spectral bodies forth from the graveyard, the numbers growing by the second.
Well, I don't like.
Well, what's happening?
Maybe we should get out of here.
I start running. Like, no real set, just wherever I can go that doesn't have scariness.
Was it the song? I can take it back.
I'll
Just
follow.
run to the church.
Take it back, take it back, take it back.
I take it back.
Where did you say you ran, JR?
To the church.
I mean, y'all are at the church while this is happening. The cemetery
Are we
behind
inside
the
or outside?
outside.
I thought we were. Yeah, I'm running inside.
Oh, okay. You said two, so I assumed you were still outside. Okay. So you run to the church. Val and Largo, y'all said any which direction. Well, Largo's following Val, so Val, any which direction? You have anything in mind?
Anything that doesn't have terrifying sights.
You probably want to run in the church, as these people seem to, or spirits, seem to be marching towards the road leading away from the church, and there's not much else to see around.
Oh, yeah. Straight in then. Fast as I can. Right back into hell.
Okay. So y'all kind of huddled in the church at this point.
No, spooky spectral figure.
No, and you can see from the broken stained glass windows of the church, you can watch them as they march from the graveyard to the road, further into town. That's as far as you can see. It goes on for a little while, just more and more and more figures, until the last one trails off a couple hours later.
So maybe we just stay in here for tonight?
Is there an upper floor to this church?
No, there's a belfry, but there's no way to access it. The only connection to the belfry is the rope that hangs down behind the altar.
Does it seem climbable, this rope?
To you, certainly.
Yeah. Because
Doesn't seem like it's meant for it, but yeah, you could do it.
I'm gonna give it a shot, and I'll be like, oh, not to like leave y'all or because I'm scared, but maybe a better vantage point up there, away. Hop.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, no, makes sense to me.
Go ahead and make an acrobatics check. Bong, 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 bong. You make your way up with quite a clatter of noise. The bells ringing, getting louder and louder in your ears the further and up you climb. There's a very thin um, set of planks around the bell. Maybe workers use it to repair the bell, but it's not nice.
Could I get a good little sit going on them with my back against a wall?
They're kind of on rafters. They're not on the wall. You could lay on them, certainly, but there's a space between the walls and the planks, and there's a space between the planks and the bell.
Oh, that's kind of spooky. But I'll take that over Spirits of Terror any day.
So what? Y'all are gonna hang out here tonight?
I'll go ahead and take. Oh, sorry.
So, JR, it sort of feels like he's not coming back.
Say that again. Who's not coming back?
I was telling JR, so it seems like he's not coming back down. Maybe we should just go find somewhere to rest?
I mean, yeah. I kind of just want to wait for these spirits guys to clear up.
I'll keep a watch from up here. Good vantage point. And I'll take my sash off my waist and kind of tie it around those planks so that my body's held there. Get a little bit of the height spookiness away from me.
Yeah, and the planks aren't like nailed in or anything, so you kind of rock as you do that. But you seem secure. They're just kind of laid across the rafters there. Largo, you did see some serviceable beds.
Yeah, I was about to say, just before I leave to go to those beds, I'm going to ring the bell.
Bong! Right in your ears.
Oh, God!
And then I'll leave to go. Hey, JR, there's some beds over.
Oh, right behind you.
Okay, so y'all both take a bed underneath a wooden holy symbol of a sunburst. And Val ties himself to some planks laid across the rafter. And Val, you said you were taking a watch?
Yeah, I only need the 5-hour trance, so I'll kind of wait a little bit, a few hours, just to make sure it's safe, and then I'll go ahead and, rest myself and just allow that meditative process to wash over me.
Okay. Largo, JR, you both have wonderful dreams, and you wake feeling very peaceful and rested in the morning. Um, that's probably the best sleep you've ever had.
Damn.
Oh, man, that was definitely worth it.
Oh, yeah. We should probably check on Val, though. A little worried about him.
Ring the bell.
Say that again?
I'll run over and ring the bell after he says that.
bong right in your face. Shaking
I
you out of
am
your
going to
trance.
rip the little sash off, and I'm going to go straight down the rope, just full on sliding down, screaming.
I love that so much you don't even have to make a check.
Good to see you're all right.
Am I? What happened? Are they back? What happened?
Just didn't feel like raising my voice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably a
I'm
good
feeling
plan.
a little more.
So, what's our plan for today? We should probably get out of here before anyone shows up looking for, the priest and his son.
I kind of feel like nobody will, but yeah, I do think we need to get out of here.
I got a weird feeling we should look for a place called Sarah Pool.
Sarah's pool?
Just a hunch, but yeah.
Are you wanting to go swimming or?
Nah, man. I just want to check some. I had a weird dream.
Maybe Granny would know about it.
Granny?
I mean, probably the nicest person we've come across.
Yeah, the old lady, she served y'all pies. Very ambiguous about her name. Didn't really, give much.
Ah, yes, the pies. Yeah, we can go ask her. I'm just wondering why we're going to Miss Sarah's pool.
I just want to see if the place exists. I mean,
Yeah.
if there's no such thing, it was a dream. No big deal.
Well, I mean, any place is better than this, and a pool doesn't exactly sound like the worst thing we've seen. It would be nice to wash up after all this.
Yeah, that's true. No, you're right.
So do you know how to get there?
I mean, Val brought up a good point. We could ask people, like Granny. See if Granny's in town, maybe.
All right, lead the way.
And so I do. Back to town.
Okay, it's a short walk to town from the church. You come in, and you come in close to or near the Blood of the Vine Tavern and Bill Drath's Mercantile. And then
I don't maybe see Granny out in the street by any.
not where you are currently, no.
Okay, I think she was on the east side of town last time we found her. I'd like to head back to that area.
All right, and so y'all do. You head towards the east, and you hear the slow creaking of a wooden cart. And as you get closer, you see it's Granny pushing her wooden cart and starting to set up for the day.
I'm gonna walk up to her and start a conversation.
How do you start the conversation?
Hey there, Grandma. Wonder if I could ask you a question.
She kind of like jumps a little and it's like, oh, sorry, dear, you startled me just a little bit. Oh, you're part of that group of newcomers. How are you?
I'm actually doing pretty good, yeah. But just wanted to ask and see if you knew of, you ever heard of a place called Stairs Pool?
Sarah Pool? Is that what you're trying to say? Sarah Pool?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, yes, it's just up the old Svalet Road just a bit. It's not too far from here. You just follow the road until you reach the crossroads and then, head on the right fork, heading north, and that'll take you to the pool.
JR's jaw just kind of drops a little bit. Uh, oh, thank you very much.
Would you like a pie, darling?
Uh, nah, which way to this, road?
Oh, it's the only one leading out of town.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Are you okay, dear?
No, I'm fine, oh, I don't know.
All right, well, you come see Granny if you get hungry. And she kind of reaches up and she just pinches your cheek a little bit.
He kind of forces a smile, like, hee.
All right, dear. Well, I've got to get open. I've already got hungry customers. And you kind of look and you see some drab, just dark-haired, hollow-faced people already lining up around her cart. All right, form a line.
Well, there we go. Now we know where to go. And it wasn't Sarah's pool.
No, man, no, I just couldn't remember the name because it was. This might sound weird, but I heard it in a dream.
I've heard weirder.
I mean, to hear about a place I didn't know exist, it's almost like some kind of message. You know what I mean?
I totally understand. I had a pretty spooky one the other night. I just chalked it up to all the weirdness we've encountered.
So are we going to your pool or what?
Yeah, yeah, that sounds good, yeah. Just JR looks very disturbed and distracted. Yeah, we'll take the west side of town, exit out of here.
All right.
Are you sure? I mean, we don't have to go there. Just because it exists and you dreamt it, if you're worried, we can avoid it. We could do with avoiding some badness in our lives.
I just get a weird feeling that it's not going to be that easy.
Maybe it will. Maybe this once.
For one day.
I mean, what did we train for if not to come in here and find out what's going on?
Helping people living a healthy life, a long life, preferably very long and peaceful.
Jared kind of looks confused as he slowly starts side shuffling towards the.
I'll just follow him.
You follow the road out of town, and soon you cross a bridge that spans a river. The river flows as clear as a blue winter sky through the valley. The bridge is an arching stone bridge, otherwise featureless. JR is leading the group, right?
Yeah.
Let me go
This
ahead and
is
have you
his
roll
expedition.
percentile. About halfway over the bridge, you see a sheet of paper.
Oh, what?
Sheet of paper.
I
You
pick it up.
okay? Looking over the paper, you see that it is a deed for a parcel of land in some realm you've never heard of.
Hey man, what you got there?
Looks like somebody dropped their deed or something. Do I see who it's made out to?
The deed itself doesn't have any owner's name on it.
And you said it was in some realm?
Some realm you haven't heard of. It specifically says Thrain.
Oh, okay, the realm of...
Thrain. But it's not anywhere
I
you've
mean,
heard of.
like possession is 9/10 of the law, isn't it?
Out of character, I don't know. in the D&D realm, I don't know. Something like that,
Seems legit. It might even be 10/10 of the law. You don't know.
11/10.
I just mean that it would be hard for someone to argue ownership when you have the deed in your hand. That seems like something you'd want to hold on.
Yeah, that's a good point. Or maybe we could do something good and return it back to whoever it belongs to.
That's what I was meaning. What did you think I meant?
Does it have a name on it?
Nah, man. No, doesn't look like it has any owner.
That'll be hard to return.
I'm sure there's not a lot of people missing a deed. We're in the realm of, and I kind of look at the name Thrain. I never heard of this place.
Would any of us have heard of that?
Nope.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Y'all want to hold on to it, or you want me
You can go ahead. You found it.
Finders keepers.
Huh? Well, alrighty then. Onward.
And onward you go. Your
To the
travels
hole.
take you through the woods. Um, the road has obviously been cut out of these woods that kind of enclose it on either side until you reach a crossroads. At the crossroads, an old wooden gallows creaks in a chill wind that blows down from the high ground to the west. A frayed length of rope dances from its beams. The well-worn road splits here, and a signpost opposite the gallows points off in three directions. Barovia Village to the east, the direction you came from, Sayre Pool to the northwest, and Ravenloft/Vallaki to the southwest. The northwest fork slants down and disappears into the tree, while the southwest fork clings to an upward slope. Across from the gallows, a low wall, crumbling in places, partially encloses a small plot of graves shrouded in fog.
So, what you think?
Well, just keep following the signs. Huh. As he's kind of looking at the sign.
It is at this point that I need JR and Largo to make Constitution saving throws.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
At least one of us might not die. That's all I could think. I'm like, well, could
Hey,
go,
maybe
you know.
two. I'm definitely good.
Hey, Rebecca, you said Ravenloft to the northwest, right?
Ravenloft/Vallaki to the southwest. Sayre Pool to the northwest.
Oh. Got it, got it. Okay, all right. Oh, we're good.
Okay.
So, you ready to go or what?
Yeah, man. Northwest.
Let's go.
As you begin to leave the area, you will hear a creaking noise from behind you, coming from the gallows. Looking back, where there was nothing before now,
Nope, I wouldn't look back. I just
No,
keep
I would
going.
definitely not look back. I refuse 100%. I'm going to hold both of y'all's hands and I am going to adamantly look away.
JR.
I would just take a quick peek. I have to.
Alright, JR, what you see is four bodies. One large, three small. They look like Barovians.
Are you looking?
Now, okay, so JR planned a quick look, and he looks really fast and looks away, and then slowly looks back again,
Don't tell
and
me.
just locks eyes.
Don't tell me. Just don't. Save it. Keep it to yourself. It's fine.
Yeah, the corpses
Yeah.
are still swinging there.
Hey, Val, you said you held my hand, right?
Yeah, he said he's holding both of our hands.
Yeah?
Oh, in that case, we're heading back.
Whoa! I mean, if you take a step, if there's backward pull on my hand, that hand is gone.
No resistance whatsoever. He's like, whoop.
Yeah, faster than it seems.
I would absolutely try and hold on to his hand.
You're like, nope, you're coming with me. All right, that's a grapple, guys. Val, you can use acrobatics or athletics. JR, you have to use athletics. Excuse me. Yeah, that hand is gone faster than you can think about it. Like, you think about
I
holding
am
on, and it's
completely-
gone.
And I am straight to Largo, like clinging on the arm.
He's like Val's twice the height of Largo, but still, you know, clinging. But JR, you turn back towards the gallows.
I just want to get close enough to see the figure.
Okay. You get closer, and they're very dull-faced, dark hair, much like most of the residents of Barovia you've seen so far, though there haven't been many. Um, they look real.
I'm gonna poke one of them with my rapier.
As you do that, they melt away.
And as they do that, I run the fuck.
All right. So Largo and Val, who have steadfastly been looking ahead of them, not back. Largo's kind of got this tumor growing off of him named Val. Y'all see JR hoof it, if you don't mind my saying so, past you.
Honestly, if I even heard the footsteps behind me running, I'd be gone like the wind.
You hear hoof beats behind you.
Still terrifying. He saw something. I'm gone. Just like.
Well, everyone's faster than me, so I'd be behind JR screaming, "Worth it? Was it worth it?"
It wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it.
Wonderful, wonderful. um, y'all continue that way until y'all are pooped and exhausted from y'all's mad dash. Not literally, but figuratively. And then you hear, after your heavy breathing stops, you hear music. Happy music. It seems
As
to be
soon
from.
as I.
Sorry, I was
Oh,
gonna say
sorry.
it's coming from further up the road.
Oh boy. I don't know. Somehow it doesn't fit. Kind of want to like it, but I really don't know.
I mean, it is a nice change of pace.
Yeah, it's almost too nice.
I'm actually gonna take out my lute
Lucifer.
and get ready to strum
All right.
because I'm feeling challenged.
All right. So you hear the music from further up the road, and this road gradually begins to disappear and is replaced by a twisted, muddy path through the tree. In this path, you see deep ruts in the earth that are evidence of the comings and goings of wagons. The canopy of mist and branches suddenly gives way to black clouds boiling far above. There's a clearing here, next to a river that widens to form a small lake several hundred feet across. 5 colorful round tents, each 10 feet in diameter, are pitched outside a ring of 4 barrel-type topped wagons. A much larger tent stands near the shore of the lake, its sagging form lit from within. Near this tent, 8 unbridled horses drink from the river. The mournful strains of an accordion clash with the singing of several brightly clad figures around the bonfire. A footpath continues beyond this encampment, meandering north between the river and the forest edge.
Thoughts?
Well, sounds like they're having a surprisingly good time, and I'm all about that life.
So you want to say hi?
Why not just take a little peek?
Sorry, you're cutting out, Jay. Can you say that again?
I think he said he'd take a peek.
Yeah, you see the figures. Some of them are dancing, some of them are clapping their hands along to the accordion, keeping a beat, and the dancers are keeping rolling their feet to this beat. And are you trying to be sneaky?
Yes.
Let me get a stealth roll from you. Give me a second. Okay, you don't seem to be spotted, but they do all seem to be having a rather good time. You see wine flasks being passed around, dancing. It's starting to get towards the end of the day right around here. Some figures, you see children running back and forth. Some figures go into tents, some go into wagons, some come out.
Stage whisper. What do you see? What's going on over there?
Seems like everybody's having a good time. Ain't nothing
Oh.
creepy about this.
That
Should go say
sounds
hi.
pretty nice.
Like, come on, come on. As I try and like be casual into the crowd of people.
You casually walk out from the train.
Distance has been on all of them.
The encampment. The figures begin to catch sight of you, and they don't react with surprise or horror, but instead, one figure dances up to you, swishing her skirts, and she says, "Join me," as she holds out her hand.
And I will take her hand and do a little spin with her and say, "All right, pretty mama."
And she'll take you for a wild tango around the fire.
Did you
He's
know
pretty-
Dale got those kind of moves?
He's pretty light on his hoof.
Another of the figures comes up toward the rest of the group and he goes, "Come, sit by our fire. You are welcome, strangers, in this strange land."
Well, thank you. for the
That's quite
hospitality.
kind of you.
Think nothing of it, Gregorio.
And I'll go sit with him.
As will I.
and they'll sit and they'll join you, and they'll go hand you trays of food and flasks of wine. Join us, join us.
What food are they serving by chance?
Just kind of a camp stew, with loaves of crusty bread.
I'll go ahead and take some bread, but I'm gonna pass on the stew.
Okay.
Maybe supplement the bread with some ration. And I'll mark one out.
Okay. The guy who brought you into the encampment, as he's handing you the food, he goes, "Look at this one, Rena. His skin is so tan, almost like Vistani himself, eh?" And a woman across the fire goes, "Yes, show it off while you can, Giorgio. The coming years without sunlight are sure to steal it from you." And the guy laughs and walks off.
So as we're kind of dancing and mingling, am I still dancing with the same person?
Yes, currently.
Make some light conversation. So, who are you people?
We are the Vistani. We travel here, there, everywhere, really. Except Velaki.
Yeah, I saw a sign from that place. Bad news, huh?
We are not allowed inside the walls of Velaki. The Baron there, he is very strict.
Well, makes sense, yeah. Great, man. This one, celebrate. What y'all celebrate?
Life! And she'll do a little pirouette on the spot, her dark hair kind of swirling out. I'm supposing you're here to speak to Madame Eva, she says as she lets you dip her.
Madam, Madam who?
Madame Eva, the fortune teller. She told us you would be coming.
Huh. And he just kind of has like a surprised and slightly shocked look.
She
Well,
giggles.
I mean, if somebody is expecting us,
She giggles and kind of steps back from you, brushing off her skirts, and goes and points towards the bigger tent. And she goes, "She's waiting for you, but you will want to take your friends with you."
So, like, do you just avoid all meat or just Barovian meat?
Oh, I'm not much into meat. It's just not really my thing.
Oh, okay. Okay. No judgment. Just curious.
It's just
before
not really
I,
the right thing to, do.
before I break away from the dance, I ask her for her name.
My name? My name is Eliza.
Well, Eliza, it was a pleasure dancing with you.
I'm sure. And she winks at you roguishly and then enters one of the wagons.
JR just kind of watches her, looks away, and as soon as she's out of sight, he gets the shivers.
I mean, I don't have any hiccups with the meat myself. And this stew is quite delicious.
I just plan on living a long life and living so many years eating other creatures. It always struck me as they would stack up, if that makes sense. I always just
Almost,
figured plants and nuts
I
are
once,
so plentiful.
yeah. I once heard about this thing from some random person called karma, almost like a karma buildup or something.
Um, so separate from JR's dance, you two, while y'all are having this conversation, the music begins to die down a little bit. It gets quieter, not completely gone. And one of the Vistani comes and he settles his elbows on his knees and he leans forward and he's like, "Have you ever heard the tale of the mighty wizard?" And a couple of the Vistani children begin to take seats in front of him as the firelight kind of crackles over his face. Do you listen or continue your own conversation?
I'll listen.
Me too.
Okay. So the shadows and the firelight kind of flicker over his face and his beard, and he goes, "A mighty wizard came to this land over a year ago. I remember him like it was yesterday. He stood exactly where you're standing." One of the little kids gives a little, "Yes, he was a very charismatic man, he was. He thought he could rally the people of Barovia against the Devil's Strahd. He stirred them with thoughts of revolt and bore them to the castle Ennemas. When the vampire appeared, the wizard's peasant army fled in terror. A few stood their ground and were never seen again. The wizard and the vampire cast spells at each other. Their battle flew from the courtyards of Ravenloft to a precipice overlooking the falls. I saw the battle with my own eyes. Thunder shook the mountainside, and great rocks tumbled down upon the wizard. Yet by his magic he survived. Lightning from the heavens struck the wizard, and again he stood his ground. But when the Devil's Strahd fell upon him, the wizard's magic could not save him. I saw him thrown 1,000 feet to his death. I climbed down to the river to search for the wizard's body, to see if, he had anything of value." A couple of the kids giggle. "But the River Ivlis had already spirited him away." And this is about the time that JR's dance finishes and he's able to come back to the group.
Hey, Largo and Val.
Well, hello. Oh, it's just you. Sorry, the dude was just telling us a scary story. What's up, man?
Oh, sounds cool. Hey. So I got some weird news. Apparently, somebody was already expecting us.
It just couldn't be a good time. Just couldn't be easy.
But I mean, like, how? I mean, even we weren't expecting us.
No, you're right. You're right. But I mean, these are such nice people, and I was just thinking maybe we could swing, talk to her.
I fully support you talking to her more. You really looked like you were having a lovely time.
Oh my god, let me tell you. Oh, it was wonderful. I met this lady named Eliza, and she was just the best dancer.
How many dancers have you met?
Uh, hmm. Uh, well, well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just started breaking eye contact. A few?
Okay. Just wondering how good that praise is.
Insight check.
Damn you.
This would be an insight versus a deception check.
Only if he's lying.
As I said. Unless you just want to, not be a very good liar and just give him that.
I mean,
Oh, he takes it
oh,
anyways.
eh.
Yeah, he's lying. You're not
I'll
even
make
sure
it.
that he's ever danced before.
Still nailed it, by the way.
You were surprisingly good for, knowing a few. Pretty good. Pretty impressive, I have to say.
Yeah, that's because I had so many people to dance with. Anyways, Madame Ava's over there, and I, very quickly shuffle away.
So are we sure we can trust this lady?
I don't know that we can trust very many people here. It hasn't been very positive thus far.
But I do hate to leave JR alone. And I'll start begrudgingly following.
And I assume Val is bringing up the rear.
Oh yeah, I am definitely not going solo anywhere in this land.
Y'all begin to approach the tent. JR, of course, you're up there much faster than the other two as they kind of come slowly behind you. And before you can even raise your voice to announce yourself, you hear from inside. Enter.
Jared just one big swallow and a little step forward.
Was that as he got there or all of us were there?
As you were all getting there.
Oh, okay. I'll follow behind JR then.
Magic flames cast a reddish glow over the interior of this tent, revealing a low table covered in black velvet cloth. Glints of light seem to flash from a crystal ball on the table as a hunched figure peers into its depths. As the crone speaks, her voice crackles like dry reeds. It took you all long enough. I have been expecting you. Are you ready to learn your fate?
Not really sure about that.
Hang hang on. How do you know you actually have the right people? That's what I.
She spreads out a deck of cards, just fanning it out across the table and then flipping it the other direction. She says, "My cards grant me sight into the threads of fate that binds all things. My inner eye told me that champions were coming to the land, and that I would be the one to guide them on their path."
Well, now I know you've got the wrong people because I know I'm no champion.
She gives a little enigmatic chuckle and she says, "We'll see." She begins to shuffle the cards in her hands, quicker than you would think these old bones could do. And she says, "You are ready, aren't you?"
I think Val's a little more ready than me.
Oh no, I don't. Is this necessary? Is that has to happen? I mean, I don't know you, and this seems pretty intimate, and I don't know about all this.
It will happen whether or not I tell you. But perhaps, with my insight, you will stand a chance.
Oh, you're making a pretty compelling argument there, I guess.
I'll approach the table.
She holds out the deck to you. A single card.
I look back at JR and Val and give a big sigh, and then I turn around and grab one.
Place it on the table.
And I do as she says.
This card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your enemy. She flips the card over and says, "The Nine of Stars, the Conjurer. I see a dead village, drowned by a river, ruled by one who has brought great evil into the world." She holds out the deck again.
For me or for somebody else?
She just holds it out.
I'll step forward and go up to the table.
Place it on the table.
I will wipe my hands on my pants a few times and then kind of blow on them, and then I'll take the card and place it.
Okay. This card tells of a powerful force for good and protection. A holy symbol of great hope. She turns the card. Master of Stars, the wizard. Look for a wizard's tower on a lake. Let the wizard's name and servant guide you to that which you seek. She holds out the deck.
I'll step forward and grab a card.
Place it on the table.
Placing it on the table.
This is a card of power and strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight. She turns the card over. Three of Swords, the soldier. Go to the mountains. Climb the white tower guarded by golden knights. Now, those who would help you. And she splits the deck into two and holds each half out in one hand. Who will draw?
I'll go ahead and give a shaky hand out. And
You draw from the card on her from the deck out of her left hand. She holds out the right still.
I'll take that next card.
You both draw your cards and lay them on the tables. She flips Val's card first. This card sheds light on one who will help you greatly in the battle against darkness. The Broken One. Your greatest ally will be a wizard. His mind is broken, but his spells are strong. She taps the other card gently. Your enemy is a creature of darkness whose powers are beyond mortality. This card will lead you to him. She hesitates before turning the card. He dwells with the one whose blood sealed his doom, a brother of light, snuffed out too soon. She gathers up the cards, puts them back in the deck, says, "All right, I've seen what I can see. Shoo now. Go, have fun. My inner eye needs some rest." Her eyes drop.
And Largo is gone.
yeah, I'm out of there.
As soon as they leave, I sneak over to Madame Ava, and then I whisper, "Do any of these cards have anything to do with Eliza?
She laughs. Just a little
Maybe I could pull that card."
just a little hearty chuckle, and she goes, "No, no. She is not a champion. She is merely Vistana." She gives
That's
you a
where you're
little
wrong.
She gives you a little smirk and goes, "Go on. Maybe you'll see her around the fire tonight."
As I walk off, and I go, "That's where you're wrong. She's the champion of my heart."
Largo's not sure why, but he takes a little bit of psychic damage.
You're right. I think I did.
What was
Ow.
that for?
And let's go ahead and take a little 5-minute break. We'll be back at 7:17.
Woo!
It's the most positive a session has gone so far.
I'm going to post those readings in the important info. Oops.
I'm here.
Welcome back.
Hello, back. Hello.
All right. So last we left off, you had left the tent of Madame Eva.
I'm just gonna go hang out by the campfire.
Largo, JR, you both have an intense craving for that pie that you squirreled away earlier. Yesterday.
I'll go ahead and finish the other half.
You feel much better.
Definitely get me some pie. Unless Largo ate it all.
No, you all had your own servings. And somebody gave.
That's right.
Val gave somebody his pie, I believe. Or their pie.
Yeah, I thought he gave it to JR.
I might have taken it, yeah.
Yes, I did give it to JR.
So you still
Other
have a
maybe.
whole pie.
Yeah.
For sure. It's very tasty, and you are enjoying it immensely. And the Vistani, they tell stories, and they dance, and they sing. And they don't show any signs of slowing down, although they see that y'all's eyes are starting to droop a little bit. They offer you a spare tent and some bedrolls. But before you go to the tent, Eliza approaches you, JR. She has a large magpie on her shoulder, and she greets you warmly. Oh, uh, I'm sorry, I didn't get your name earlier.
Oh, it's just it's my name is my name. My name is JR.
JR. I wonder if I might, speak to you a bit.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. He tries to look a bit serious.
It's rare to see non-Vistani, and she kind of puts her arm around yours, starts walking you around the camp. She says, it's rare to see a non-Vistani come to Barovia. After all, only one group has ventured into Barovia since the mage. And she kind of gives you a cheeky grin and says, are you a powerful mage come down to tear down the stones of Ravenloft?
Oh, silly old me. Nah, I'm no mage.
What about your friends? What are their names?
Largo and Val. Well, his real name is Valadrius, but he's Val. He's cool. And then there's Largo. And there's one other guy, but he's not with us right now.
Oh, yeah?
But yeah, I mean, that's all of us, yeah.
You mentioned another friend of yours. Where's that person?
Oh, I think he's gonna catch up with us. Probably still in Barovia or something. I don't know.
You misplaced your friend. She kind of wrinkles her nose a little bit. That's so funny. So, I I was trying to get a present for my niece. Her name day's coming up. And I hear the best place to get presents are Valaki. But as I'm sure you heard, we can't go into Valaki. I was wondering if I might ask you to pick up the present for me. I would
Oh,
pay, of course.
I mean, oh, I could absolutely run that errand for you there, Miss Eliza.
She flutters her lashes a bit. I would really appreciate it, and of course, I insist on paying. And she unties a little money pouch from around her sash and puts it in your hand. Here, you can deliver it to my cousin Luvash. He will give the present to my niece.
You said Lou Fosh
Luvash.
to give to Eliza.
No, you can give the present to my cousin Luvash, and he'll give it to my niece. She pulls a piece of paper out, and you can see his name is written across the front, Luvash. That'll get you into their camp outside of Valaki.
Oh, that sounds mighty fine. Uh, I mean, we were kind of on our way to Serpol.
Well, you're at the Serapul.
I got. Oh, this is Serpol.
Yes. You didn't know?
I hadn't realized. I hadn't realized how far we had traveled. Still
She
kind
pulls
of
her arm out of
new at these.
yours and she goes, "Well, I'm sure you're very tired. It's no doubt been a long travel. I'll leave you to it." And she swishes her skirts and walks back off to her wagon.
Jared's gonna put the money pouch in his bag.
Mm-hmm. And the letter?
Say that again.
And the letter?
Is it Can I open it without destroying?
It's got a seal on it.
Okay, then I won't.
Okay. Largo, Val, y'all were at the tent before JR was taken off. Gone inside, or are you exploring camp a little more?
I would have gone inside.
As would I have. But I was gonna wait for JR before I fell asleep, just in case. Make sure he returned to the tent safe.
Okay.
Well, not sleep, but trance, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. JR, you return right to the tent?
I will. I'm just gonna stay up a few minutes and just tune my loot, and then I'll crash out.
I'll go over to JR, but whenever he gets back to the tent, be like, "Hey, you really like her, right? She seemed pretty neat."
Who are you talking about? Oh yeah, Eliza. Yeah, she's one.
Well, she's got a lovely magpie. Here, next time you see her, and Val will pull out a little necklace pendant, Sehanine moonbow, and like hand it over to JR, put it in his hand, and kind of like curl his fingers around it. Magpies love little treasures. Maybe this would, help out a bit. And then I'll go over and crawl into my bedroll and get all comfy.
Yeah, thanks, man. Uh, I'll definitely do that.
And then sleepily from the bedroll, you hear Val say, "I'm not a man. Thanks."
Huh. So it was a necklace of. Hold on. Can you say that again?
Like a little necklace-sized pendant of Sehanine Moonbow. It's an elven deity. I don't know if you'd be familiar with it.
Uh, I wouldn't, but I took a note on.
Oh, he got it. Never mind.
Got it. Yeah. Okay, that's the way I spelled it. So we're good.
All right, and y'all can get a long rest in. Val, you get your meditation, and then Largo and JR, beautiful dreams again, almost real. It feels like, um, and when you wake up, you kind of feel a little hollow, like the dream was much better than real life.
Yeah, no, feeling pretty good.
Yeah, it's nice having some peaceful sleep.
It really was. I didn't expect much of it here.
So, have any of the Vistani gone to sleep?
Yeah, you've seen it's pretty quiet outside right now. In fact, they were probably up rather late, so you don't think many of them are going to be out in the morning. And you don't see many out. There is one fellow that seems to be watching the camp, and he kind of nods in your direction as y'all come out of the tent. Just a morning greeting.
I'll give a little close to the body, very tiny, shy wave.
He gives an equally shy smile back. Very tentative, just a little curling of lips.
Um, over by Eliza's tent.
She has a wagon.
Does sh okay, so it's like a full. It's like a whack.
Yep.
I'm gonna go over there,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna. Psst, psst, psst. Hey. Psst.
Um, at the window, one of the windows of the wagon, you see a little girl's face pop up. and she's kind of looking at you with wide eyes.
I look away. Um, Morning.
Morning. You see she's missing a couple of teeth. She got that little
Yeah.
gap tooth smile of a child.
What's your name?
My name is Rosie. What's your name?
My name's JR. I sing songs sometimes. You wanna
Yeah.
hear a song?
And she's like crawling out of the window, butt first.
Alright.
She's kind of hanging off the ledge. Her feet don't quite reach the ground there. She's like, help, help, help.
I'll go over there. No.
Okay, she's really tiny, so you easily just pick her up and place her on the ground. And she goes, she gets this really serious look on her face. And she sits down and she goes, okay, go.
And I'll take out Lucifer, and I will strum the song Candy Mountain.
Okay.
You see, one evening as the sun went down, the jungle fire was burning. Down the tracks came a hobo hiking, and he said, "Boys, I ain't turning. I come from a land that's far away, beside the Crystal Mountain. So go and see, and you will meet at the Big Rock Candy Mountain."
I had it open in the other tab. That's why it wasn't stopping. Anyways, as your song kind of comes to an end, she starts clapping fervently. And she's like, that was good. That was very good. You should definitely become a singer.
I appreciate it there, Rose.
Rosie.
You should probably finish up getting some rest.
Okay. And she holds her arms up.
Now I'll help her up.
And she's like, and she holds them up for you to pick her up.
So,
And she points at the window. She goes, that one.
what do you...
I'm sorry? What did you say?
So I take her where she wants to go.
Okay. And as you give her, put her up to the window, she gives you a little peck on the cheek, and she goes, okay, I go night-night now. And she crawls back into the window and shuts it behind her.
Since Eliza didn't really seem to wake up, JR is actually just gonna... He's gonna like peek inside the wagon.
Through the window? The window is kind of a colored glass. It does seem kind of like it's there for privacy.
Okay. Well, then I will take out a pen and paper.
Okay. Do you want to message me what you write, or you just want to tell me?
It's. I'll message it to you.
Okay. And just kind of wedge it in the door frame?
Yeah.
Okay. Meanwhile, back with the rest of the group. What are you two doing?
I would be definitely, unless anything else is happening, watching all that strangeness go on.
You kind of catch eyes with the Vistani that's kind of been looking over the group, and he kind of raises his eyebrows and then goes back to looking around.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him the whole shoulder shrugs with the hands up, like, oh, I don't know.
I knew before you even said it what you were doing. 26 Peruvian scouts. Peruvian scouts. Oh, and Largo, you doing the same thing, or?
Yeah, probably looking through my bag, lamenting the loss of my meat pot.
Yeah, you are. And then JR finishes up all his hooey and heads back.
That one's a little young for you, even for a short span.
Oh, hey, come on now. Stop giving me such a hard. We need to get moving.
Where are we off to?
Well, I assume from my dreams that we've already done what we needed to do here.
I kind of felt like you'd say that. It is a nice place, though. Everyone seems so happy, friendly.
Yeah, definitely that. Uh, Eliza wanted me to run an errand to Valaki. I mean, it would also give us a chance to explore Barovia.
Val kind of puts their hand over their mouth and has a little giggle and says, sure, that sounds exactly like what we need to do. I fully support it.
Yeah. So why don't we get moving, huh? Yeah.
You're so right. Lead the way.
So JR, we leading back to the crossroads?
Back to the crossroads.
Okay. You might casually make a backward glance, and as you do, the lone Vistani kind of raises his hand in farewell. And you make your way back to the crossroads, where the gallows stand.
Trying not to think about it too much, but heading southwest.
Largo, as you pass the gallows, you catch a flicker of movement out of the corner of your eye.
Oh god, I saw something.
What are you talking about, man?
Do y'all look?
Like a JR style infatuating then or something good.
Please tell me it was something good.
I'll glance over.
The bodies are back on the gallows.
Oh, there's bodies hanging there.
But Largo, these don't look like Barovians. There's one large corpse, 3 smaller ones. They look intimately familiar. Merla, Milo,
Wait a second.
Laura, Lily.
But. And I'll go up to him immediately.
They swing from nooses on the gallows.
I'll start trying to cut him down.
The ropes give way and they fade like mist. And you hear a sob.
No, 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 no.
Still not turning back around. I'm like, hey, everything okay back there?
He's just sitting there catatonic.
I'll finally turn around and walk back over to Larg.
You save his dagger and frayed bits of rope in his hands.
I'll just put a gentle hand on his shoulder. Hey, not really sure what you saw, man, but it ain't real. Last time, I saw some Barovians. Just total strangers. Just hanging there, man. It didn't feel right. I just didn't want to say nothing.
Val, you can hear this conversation behind you.
It was them.
Doing my best to kind of look at trees, look for wildlife, not look at that.
Hold on, what did Largo say?
It was them.
Oh, the Barovians?
No.
Who are you talking about? Them? The Vistani?
My wife. My children.
I'm sorry, buddy. I'll just kind of pull him into a hug, like a little side hug. Yeah, it's we should just pull this whole thing down, honestly. Yeah, I'm just gonna start because this thing don't even need to be up. I'm just gonna pull it down.
Okay, it's a pretty sturdy, although old, platform with the bars and the trapdoors. It would definitely take a while to do.
Main thing I just want to take care of is the gallows. Like not the platform so much as just the pole.
Do you have anything that could help you do that, or are you just gonna do it with your bare hands? I'm sorry, Minotaur hands.
Knew you were gonna say. No, no, I don't have anything. Hold on. Dang, my backpack is super useless. Nope, just gonna use my Minotaur hands.
Okay, I'll need a strength check from you. You're basically running at these poles, trying to pop them, but despite being aged, they seem to be pretty sturdy. You're not able to really make an impact.
Um, that's fine. Is the wood pretty damp or is it pretty dry?
It's somewhat damp. As much as anything is dry in this place that's permeated by mist.
While he's doing all this, after about 15 or 20 minutes or so, Largo will jump out of his state and no, this is good. They're here. This is why I came. They're here.
Yeah, JR, you're rearing up to charge at one of these poles again, and you hear Largo kind of jump up and do that.
I'll stop. I mean, if you don't want me to destroy or keep trying,
Oh, I could give a shit about that. I just need to find them.
man, that's something else to have family that, might care for you.
Oh no, they're dead. I need to put them to rest.
That's, mighty thoughtful. Honestly, my family could probably give two shits if I was alive.
Well, that's unfortunate. Family is important.
I used to think that I
You've
knew
got
that.
man. I care that you're alive. I want to keep you alive.
I mean,
And I didn't hear what you said, Jeremy. I'm sorry.
oh, I was gonna say, I mean, part of me still wants to find them and make sure that they're all right. They're a bunch of troublemakers, you know. Still love them to death, but just can't stay too long. Feeling doesn't ever feel reciprocated.
Well, after all this is over, if you want, I can help you with that as well.
That'd be mighty kind of you.
Sorry for my breakdown. Are we ready to move on?
Val is standing stock still, back resolutely to you, further up the road.
I toss a pebble at the back of his head.
Oh, we're going? Are we?
Yeah, you ready?
Yeah. We're going now, okay?
Okay.
And once we kind of start moving, I'm gonna kind of pace my way up beside Largo, and Val will say, "I'm sorry you had to see that. I'm sorry we had to be around during it."
Yeah, I apologize for how I reacted. I just was not prepared for that.
No. Don't apologize. These things are hard, and it's harder feeling like you have other people view it. You know, like you have to somehow process it while processing how others are seeing you. I'm just really sorry.
I appreciate that. I just hope that I can find them and finally let them rest.
We'll all do our best, you know? Work together.
That means a lot to me.
I'm, it's a kind of a dark mood. I'm gonna break out Lucifer as we keep going, and
Okay.
I'm just gonna play a little song.
And I will accompany on the pan flute.
Okay. Any particular song you're leaning towards?
Uh, just follow along, Val.
You got it.
Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbow. Everything is wonderful when you are here. No, when we're together.
Let me get a
Yeah.
performance check from you with advantage since Val is helping to see how this kind of plays out. Okay, with a 17, it kind of seems to drive away some of the damp chill of this sunless morning and day as you continue your trek through this path. Kind of brings the mood up a little, as much as you can, being by yourselves in the woods. Oops, wrong one. There we go. You follow the dirt road as it clings to the side of a mountain and ends before an arching bridge of mold encrusted stone that spans a natural chasm. Gargoyles cloaked in black moss perch on the corners of the bridge, their frowns weather worn. On the mountainous side of the bridge, a waterfall spills into a misty pool nearly 1,000 feet below. The pool feeds a river that meanders into the fog-shrouded pines that blanket the valley.
Thank you for that. Um, so hold on. Could you give a quick, just a quick description again?
Sure.
Whoever was speaking.
Yeah, I hear her. So you see the dirt road kind of just continues until it reaches a bridge. The bridge is just arches across this natural chasm. It's this mold encrusted stone. There's gargoyles, kind of just cloaked in this black moss, perched on all the corners of the bridge. And they have these weather worn frowns. On the mountain side of the bridge, there's a waterfall that's spilling into a misty pool nearly 1,000 feet below. The pool feeds into a river that meanders into the fog-shrouded pines that blanket the valley.
I certainly don't want to hire the decorator for this place.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong.
And I'll just proceed over the bridge.
Okay. The bridge is slick with moisture, but otherwise safe to cross. The road. Hold on. Okay. The road continues on, and so do you. Even here, in the mountains, the forest and the fog are inescapable. Ahead of you, the dirt road splits into two, widening towards the east. There you see a patch of cobblestone, suggesting that the eastern branch of this road was once an important thoroughfare. But the dirt road continues on to the northwest as well.
And there's no signs?
No.
So, what's this place like that we're going?
Well, the only thing I really know is apparently Valaki won't let the Vistani in.
That doesn't seem like a very good thing. They seemed like the best people we've seen thus far here.
I personally thought so myself.
I'll do a little giggle behind the hand again, and yeah, that definitely seemed the case.
So I guess northwest we go. As I'm kind of looking around.
Okay. You continue to make your way northwest on the dirt path, and you approach a set of gates that look familiar, uh, but not exactly. They look like the ones you had passed through before on the other side of Barovia. This seems to be its twin. The gates
Y'all. Oh, sorry.
squeal open as y'all approach.
That seems pretty good. You know, that's a positive sign, right?
Not gonna lie, that's pretty normal these days. I'll lead on the way in.
Okay, you pass through the gates to the other side, and after the last of you, no doubt Valadrius, passes through, the gates squeal equally loud as they shut.
Val will be kind of waiting to make sure it's safe while everyone passes through, and then once they're through safe, realizes, oh my gosh, they're already on the other side, and kind of starts scurrying to keep up, and the little shut of the gate kind of makes them jump.
So he starts scurrying, and there's a little hop in his step as the gates crash. He's like, ugh! Or her. And you continue down the road. JKLM. As y'all are walking along the road, Val, you spot what looks like a bundle of something in the boughs of a tree.
I'll kind of go over and take a little peek. Is it like, if there's any blood on it, gone?
Doesn't seem to be any blood.
Alrighty, I'll kind of check it out tentatively.
you pull the bundle down, and you see. I lost my spot. Hold on. The bundle contains one set of clothes, sized for a human adult. They have a drab Barovian style to them.
I'll bring to the group and say, maybe Holland will like these. It could get him in the spirit of things.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Just as a quick aside, the
Mm-hmm.
population of Barovia so far, all that we've encountered, including, the little band of travelers, what races have we really seen?
Mostly human so far.
Okay, good. I kind of had that feeling, but I just wanted to get a confirmation. I wasn't assuming.
Uh, the Stani camp was kind of a mixture of races, but predominantly going to be human. All right. So you continue on your way, taking somebody's clothes with you. You continue on down the road, starting to get late now. You see a small path transitioning from being a winding path through these mountains to a lazy trail that hugs the mountainside as it descends into a fog-filled valley. In the heart of the valley, you see a walled town near the shores of a great mountain lake, its waters dark and still. A branch in the road leads west to a promontory, atop which is perched a dilapidated stone windmill, its warped wooden vanes stripped bare.
Huh. Poor little windmill, huh?
Did you want to check it out?
Well, I mean, I don't know the purpose of. Wouldn't think of a good purpose of visiting.
JR, Largo, I need a constitution save. All right.
Val, you good? You don't want to check it out?
Val, we're not hearing anything from you.
I'm so sorry. I guess my internet was cutting out. I thought y'all were just being really silent.
Oh. Largo asked if you wanted to check it out.
Yeah. That's a good plan. I'll take the lead on this.
I mean, we don't have to. I was just asking.
Oh, I mean, up to you. I'm not really. Everything we've checked out so far hasn't exactly been the most positive. But whatever you need from me, I'm here for you.
I'll just continue down the path.
The regular path away from the windmill?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So the village that you saw kind of from the view seems to be further away than you thought, as the road kind of meanders around the forest and then through it until you reach. Actually, before that, you hear the sound of wolves and also the sound of fighting. Up ahead along the road, you see a young man fighting a pack of wolves.
Oh, we should probably help that guy.
We've got to. They can't do this on their own. And Val will dash towards that figure of a young man.
And I'll follow him.
Wowee, we are on it.
Right.
Vargo, you're able to get there before your compatriots.
Somehow.
Somehow. You were expecting this kind of shenanigans, I guess.
Small legs, large spirit.
There you go. And what exactly is the situation?
There's a young man. He's got a sword, and he's fighting off three of these wolves, and one that looks larger than the others.
Okay, I don't see it as an option. Wisdom saving throw?
From
The largest one. Toll the debt.
That's a fail. Okay, he takes
5
necrotic.
necrotic.
Perfect. So 5 necrotic damage as this Dolores bell kind of resounds through his head. One of the wolves leaps at the young man, but isn't able to get purchase as he kind of swings out of the way. JR.
Vicious mockery on the biggest.
What kind of save is that?
It's a wisdom save.
That would be an 11.
And I say, your mother was a sheep in wolf's clothing.
Words
But
do
he also
hurt.
has disadvantage on his next attack, so
Okay. Val.
Val will go ahead and run up on the largest one while drawing. Oh, I can only draw one short sword this round, right?
Right. You can only pull one weapon around.
Alrighty, so I'll pull one sword and do a sweep and an offhand attack to start, and I'll get those rolls out.
Okay. The 19 will hit.
And then I'm going to spend a key point to Flurry of Blows. And when I do, I'll be trying to push him backward.
Okay. As your punch lands into his side with your offhand, it doesn't seem very effective. Almost like you're not able to get a good punch in there. And then go ahead and do your flurry of blows. That'll hit. Again, you get that same feeling of resistance. Like you know this should be doing more damage, but it's not. And then that last one will miss. The young man brings his sword in deep into the side of one of the wolves, who cries out.
Real quick, it'll be a dex save since one of them hit, and it's a
Okay.
DC 13 or he's pushed back 15 feet.
Okay. Okay, so he's pushed.
Haha!
Number 3 is gonna kind of put his nose to the air and then kind of turn towards you and start licking his chops. And starts approaching you, Val, being the closest. He snaps at your leg, grabbing it within his teeth. And you're going to take 13 piercing damage. But you are not pulled off of your feet. You're able to stay standing.
Thank goodness.
Number 2 is going to snap at the young man. But he's able to rebuff it with the edge of his sword. Now the one you pushed is going to make his way sprinting back in your direction. but he's not able to get any purchase. Bringing us back to Largo.
I'm gonna run up next to Val, and then I'm gonna cast Bane on the three of.
On the 3,
Wolves.
there's 4 total.
Oh, I thought you said there was 3. I'm sorry.
3 regular
Then,
size.
Got you. Yeah, let's just go ahead and make it the 3 regular sized ones.
Okay.
So anytime they have to, okay, yeah, there you go. Charisma saving throw 13.
Okay, let me take a look. -2.
Well, you know what? I'll go ahead and cast it. What is this? Second level, and get all 4.
Okay. I have 1 pass so far. Two passes. Okay.
No minus for the big guy.
He seems more charismatic. At least intimidating.
That is a beautiful wolf.
He's got a little heart
All
in
right.
his fur.
Well, then I got 2 of them at least.
Yes, he did. Bringing us back to 1 who is fighting the young man. And he is rebuffed again. Bringing us to JR.
All right. So how's the big one looking?
Mean.
Still in pretty good health, huh?
And angry.
And
That's a good sign. Yeehaw.
all right, dissonant whispers it is. Give me a wisdom save from the big dog.
He fails.
And I'll whisper, "You're a bad boy, Mr. Doggo."
And what's his damage? Ooh. He is looking pretty rough now.
Nice. And
Wow. You currently have 2 on you.
Is the big one still on me?
Yeah, he's come back.
Good deal. I will draw my second short sword and go at it again.
Okay. That'll hit. That will hit.
Is he still up?
Yes, he is.
Flurry of blows again.
Okay. Mhm. Okay. This is the one that is banned. One of the ones that's banned. See if that works. It did not. Oops. Okay. So with a 9, it does not hit.
Woo!
Number 2 is again gonna snap at the man. He grabs a bit of his clothes in his teeth, but doesn't seem to tear flesh. And then Big Ugly. Okay. Val, you're gonna take 6 piercing damage. And it's Largo's turn. And who are you running up and touching with this?
The big one. I mean, I'm right there next to Val.
Okay. So you reach out and you place your hands on the side of this wolf, and these spots of blackness just kind of radiate out across his fur, and he begins to howl, which then fades off into a whimper. And then it's nothing. Oh, I forgot to have the guy go. So he brings his sword around. Let me roll. And he lops the head off of this wolf. JR, there are 2 still standing.
Are they both attacking Val or
No,
just
one
one?
is on the guy and one is on Val.
And how's the guy looking?
He looks okay.
Okay, I'm gonna attack the one on Val.
Okay.
And Dissonant Whispers. Wisdom save.
Let me make sure that's right.
Okay, so
I'm sorry, I did a -2. It should have been +1. So it's actually 16.
okay, so he passes, but he takes half.
Okay.
So 4.
4 psychic damage. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we're up to Val. One remains in melee range with you.
I'm going to go ahead and give it all I've.
That'll hit. That will not. Oh, that's damage, duh. Okay. That will hit. Okay.
Is it still up?
It sure is.
All right, final flurry of blows.
Oh, yeah. Yippers.
And it'll be a 13 dex save or push back 15 feet.
Okay. You said 13, right?
Yes, so they're still where they are. They resisted.
Okay, and it's their turn. So 11 does not hit.
Even at their best, it would have been a miss.
And number 2 can't hit either. Bringing us back to Largo.
Was the one that Val was attacking still up?
Yes.
Wisdom saving throw?
No.
Poop. 3 necrotic damage.
Okay, yeah, it kind of, you smell the smell of burnt fur. JR.
I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery on the one attacking the NPC.
The what now?
The guy that's in trouble.
Okay.
Just down the road.
Is that wisdom?
Yes.
NPC, not particularly concerned.
That's a 12, which I believe is a fail.
That is a fail. Sorry, but bad doggo, dumb doggo, little dead doggo.
So it takes 3? Is that right?
Yeah, the full.
Big ol' 3.
And disadvantage on its next.
Yes, sir.
Val will go for another sweep around, but with the landing kind of stagger a bit. But we'll see if these sweeps hit.
Okay. That will hit. Hold on. Yeah, you hit so effectively that you rupture something vital inside, and just blood begins to roll out of its mouth and it collapses to the ground. The only one left is the one on the guy who's not particularly concerned.
Am I within reach to get that second attack?
You can definitely get up there with your movement.
Val kind of assumes that both hits were needed, and when the second isn't, staggers a little to the side, and then kind of shakily walks up and gets a good downward swipe, and we'll see if it hits.
Okay. That will just barely hit.
Oh, good deal. I thought it wouldn't, so I was about to use lucky. But let's get the damn.
Not Toll the Dead. This is the wrong character. Alright, and you deal 9 damage. Oh, I forgot to have him go again. He's gonna go ahead and bring his sword up before this guy goes. And does a fair amount of damage to him. This doggo, as Jay put it, is looking pretty bad off. Largo.
Wisdom saving throw.
That's a 9.
Six necrotic.
He's looking really rough. Get it? JR.
I don't get it.
You say that anytime you don't like my jokes.
Short bow.
Roll to hit. Oh yeah. Tell me how you kill this wolfo.
JR would be like just casting spells just left and right, and then out of nowhere, do like a little 360 sideways lean,
No
short bow
scope.
shot. Yeah, like no scope,
scope.
almost, just right to the side of this doggo.
And
I won't say head. I'm not going to say it's a perfect headshot. It wasn't a nat 20, but definitely right.
yeah, you stick it right in its side, and this thing is already kind of was wavering on its paws, and it cannot take this last hit, and it just kind of yelps and then crumples. The figure who was fighting wipes his blade across the fur of the creature, and he goes, "Thank you, kind strangers. I did not expect such kindness in this land." And he's gonna go up and let's see, that would probably be closest. So he'll reach out his hand and go, "Vasily von Holtz at your service."
Val will go ahead and flip both of their short swords to get the blood off and then spin them around and resheath them and put their hand out. Val, you can call me Val.
He lifts your hand to his lips and he says, "Your, my life is yours."
So Largo was trying to reach out and give you a little cure. So when you did all that flurry and stuff, he ends up just smacking you on the butt. You get 9 hit points.
You just get a little.
Save me a spell slot.
Oops. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
And Vasily will reach out his hand towards you as well, Largo, and you, JR, if you will accept it.
Largo. Largo Weatherby.
A pleasure. Truly.
Name's JR. Nice to meet you.
And you all three get the back of your hands kissed.
Val will blush furiously.
When nobody's watching, Largo's just kind of like wiping his hand.
Yeah, I knew it. Yeah, he goes. And yes, as you can tell, I owe you a debt. Where are you bound?
I mean, really, if you owe anybody a debt, it's Val. He was the one that was really rushing in to help you out there.
No. I mean, we all suggested it. It was just the thing to do, really, I didn't do anything.
He seems amused at how flustered Val is, and he goes, "I see. Well, I'm heading towards Valaki if you'd care to join me."
As fate would have it, that is where we're headed as well.
Excellent.
Truly, we were destined to meet. Come, let us travel together.
Would be safer.
Definitely. And he'll take the lead down the road unless somebody else wants to.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, Val's gonna kind of stay behind and, wait until people have taken a few steps away and then take the sash off and kind of do a quick little medicine, try to bind their leg real quick because it's looking awful.
Ugh, yes. Um,
Huh.
I don't have any feet or anything. It's, just for flavor.
okay. All right. So you'll continue down the road, and Vasily will ask you, how did you come to Barovia? If you don't mind my saying so, I can tell you're not from around here.
Who is he?
He just kind of every now and then will glance back behind his shoulder, because remember, he's leading, and so it's kind of addressed to all of y'all. But especially Val.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm kind of just like edging Val on to speak to.
Oh, Val would have to catch up, kind of trail behind a bit.
Yeah, Val, you're also the fastest of everybody, so that's not difficult for you.
Oh, that's very true. Very true. Val
You could probably hop on one leg faster than us.
Well, to be honest, it was quite unintentional. We just kind of, here we are.
Well, I mean, I came fully intentionally.
Oh.
You meant to come here?
Yeah.
That's unusual, I will admit. Usually when I hear of outsiders coming in, it's not at their own behest.
Well, I mean, I had a purpose, so.
Do tell.
Some random person outside of a portal told me I'd find what I was looking for here, so I came.
He's kind of giving you this look that is like, really?
I just shrug at him.
He's like,
Val's kind of giving
okay.
you an appraising. Oh, Val's giving an appraising look up and down, like seeing you in a new light, kind of trying to get a hold of all this.
What do y'all think I was training so hard for?
You've just always seemed so driven. You know where you're going, what you're doing. It just seemed like you were being.
You're absolutely right. I'm driven. I have a purpose.
Huh. Funny. I just like playing instruments and being places.
Wait, so y'all came in here just because?
It. I mean, I didn't really want to, but
I mean, you chose
can't
this
leave.
just because?
What else? What else really is there out there? You know, y'all were going, and y'all are what I know.
But, but, and then Largo just kind of like gestures all around.
JR he's not gonna admit anything. He's just like smiling and watching Largo just freak out that we're here for no reason, even though he knows, he knows why. It's like, I'm just gonna feed this situation.
Well, you know, I'm happy to go wherever we go. It just seemed like this is where we were.
Sorry. So you'll continue your conversation and also your trek just as the sun is starting to come down. You reach the old Svalich road that you've been following meanders into a valley, watched over by dark, brooding mountains to the north and south. The woods recede, revealing a sullen mountain berg surrounded by a wooden palisade. Thick fog presses up against this wall, as though looking for a way inside, hoping to catch the town aslumber. The dirt road ends at a set of sturdy iron gates with a pair of shadowy figures standing behind them. Planted in the ground and flanking the road outside the gates are a half dozen pikes with wolf's heads impaled upon them. And that's where we're going to stop for tonight.
But like 2 years, guys, we trained.
Well, I mean, like, you trained for this specific thing. Val's just kind of like, ooh, you know, we're all together. We're just moving down the road. We're doing our thing. Yeehaw.
I do have fun with this game.
I have to say,
So
this
great.
has been a really good session. Like, all together, good RP everywhere, good interaction, getting to know each other.
Yes, y'all did really great on RP today.
It's definitely different not being at like the verge of dying. And like just the spell slots. I have so many extra spell slots. Not really having to use a lot, you know?
Oh, must be nice not being at the verge of dying.
I was about to say, Val wouldn't know.
I'm like Bon Jovi over here living on a prayer.
Wait, is it like that bad over there on your side?
He
2 out
had
of 21. 2.
Oh, you have two?
No, I gave him
Not
9,
anymore.
but-
Yeah, I was a lot better. I was about to be staggering around dying.
Oh, let me cast something really quick and get you a few points. I don't have much, but I do have healing word. I didn't realize you were quite that low.
That first attack alone took me like below half easily, and then I got hit more.
Yeah, the first attack took him to 8, and then the second attack took him down to 2.
Yeah.
There we go. As a level 2 healing.
Val will be able to walk much more normally now. 'Cause that first one like wrecked their
Now
leg.
that you're there.
Like, JR just thought that Val normally walked with a limp, and he was like, this is fine.
We're like getting up to the gate and like stopping, and he just kind of winces, and you're like, "Oh, that's pain."
That's what that expression
Oh.
means. I don't know. I can't read elf faces.
But finally,
No
you
idea
notice
what
the like
to
big
say.
bloody sash on the leg.
Yeah, there's like blood just pouring down his leg. Like that time I fell in the movie theater.
Oh my fucking god. That was funny and awful mostly. Ugh.
Hey, we gave that manager a good scare. It was great.
Yeah, he was the only one in the build. That was funny.
I'm just waiting for Holland to catch up out of breath.
I've been like behind you this whole time.
I saw y'all fighting the wolves, and I thought for sure I'd catch up, but then y'all took off again.
Y'all did that
I feel
so
so bad.
fast. Like seconds.
We did
I
so
was
many
yelling,
wonderful
couldn't y'all
things.
hear me?
Right.
I was
right.
like making all kinds of noises and y'all wouldn't look back.
Well, maybe you'll learn to keep.
This was great. Y'all guys have a good night.
Y'all too.
Yeah,
Thank
yes,
you.
indeed. Thank y'all so much. This was
Absolutely.
perfect.
I gotta get to work.